Have you ever wondered if the change sitting in your pocket, your wallet, or even that old jar of coins at home could actually make you a millionaire? It sounds unbelievable, but when it comes to the Roosevelt dime, the truth is far stranger than fiction. These tiny silver-colored coins, which most people don't even glance at twice, hide some of the most astonishing secrets in the entire world of coin collecting. Imagine this: you hand over a dime at a store, thinking it's worth only 10 cents, but the very same coin, if rare enough, could sell at auction for tens of thousands, or even millions of dollars. That's right. A coin you might use for a pack of gum could actually be a once-in-a-lifetime treasure, hidden in plain sight. These rare Roosevelt dimes have shocked collectors, sparked bidding wars, and completely changed the lives of the lucky few who stumbled upon them. The world of rare coins is filled with mysteries. Minting errors that slipped past the eyes of the U.S. Mint, special editions struck in precious silver, and rare dates so scarce that only a handful are known to exist. And yet, these dimes are not just museum pieces locked away forever. They are still out there, floating in circulation, waiting for someone like you to discover them. In this video, we're going to reveal the 7 most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever found. Each coin has a story that will leave you in awe, from coins born out of historical mistakes to those so rare that collectors will pay any price to own them. Some of these coins have sold for amounts that can buy a brand new luxury car, and others for prices so high they could buy you a house. So before you ever spend another dime, pause and take a closer look. Because that little coin in your pocket change might not be worth just 10 cents. It could be your ticket to unimaginable fortune. Stay with me until the very end, because the final coin on this list isn't just valuable. It's a legend, a dime so rare that it has reached almost mythical status in the world of numismatics. Now we will talk about the 1982 No-P Roosevelt dime. At first, this coin may look like just another ordinary dime, but hidden within this tiny piece of change lies one of the most valuable modern rarities in U.S. coin history. In 1982, the Philadelphia Mint was striking millions of Roosevelt dimes. For the very first time, these coins were supposed to carry the P mint mark. Yet, due to a shocking error, one die was prepared without the mint mark. The result was the release of dimes that looked perfectly normal, but were in fact a collector's dream. Most people who spent or received these dimes had no idea they were holding a treasure. But once the error was discovered, the coin world went into a frenzy. Today, even an average condition 1982 No-P dime can bring in hundreds of dollars. But the true prize is a high-grade example. Those have sold for well over $10,000 at major auctions. What makes this coin so valuable isn't just the missing mint mark. It's the story it carries. It represents a moment in history when a tiny mistake at the U.S. Mint created a dime worth more than 1,000 times its face value. And the best part? These dimes are still out there, waiting to be discovered in pocket change or old coin jars. So the next time you see a 1982 dime, take a closer look. If it's missing that little P, you might just be holding a fortune in your hand. Now we will talk about the 1968 No S-Proof Roosevelt dime. This is not just any dime. It's one of the most mysterious and highly sought-after proof coins in modern U.S. history. Normally, every proof dime struck at the San Francisco Mint carries an S mint mark, proudly showing its origin. But in 1968, something incredible happened. A small batch of proof dimes was struck without the S mint mark. These coins should never have left the mint, but somehow they did, and the legend of the 1968 No S-Proof Roosevelt dime was born. To the naked eye, it looks like an ordinary proof dime. But collectors know the truth. This coin is unbelievably rare. Only a very small number are known to exist, making it one of the ultimate prizes in the Roosevelt dime series. And when one of these coins shows up at an auction, the results are jaw-dropping. Collectors battle fiercely, driving the price higher and higher. In fact, a 1968 No S-Proof Roosevelt dime has sold for more than $40,000, proving that a tiny missing mint mark can transform a simple dime into a life-changing treasure. This coin isn't just valuable, it's a piece of numismatic history. It reminds us that even in carefully controlled proof coin production, mistakes can slip through, and those mistakes can become legendary. So the next time you come across a proof coin, especially from 1968, check it carefully. If it's missing that little S, you may have just uncovered one of the rarest dimes in the world. Now we will talk about the 1970 No S-Proof Roosevelt dime. Just like the famous 1968 error, this coin should have carried the San Francisco S mint mark, but a small batch slipped through the mint without it. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary proof dime, but the absence of that tiny S changes everything. This coin is so rare that most collectors have never even seen one in person. When one appears at auction, it immediately becomes the center of attention. Prices can climb into the $30,000 to $40,000 range, making this dime worth thousands of times more than its face value. The 1970 no-S-proof Roosevelt dime is proof that even the smallest detail can create one of the biggest treasures in modern numismatics. So if you ever come across a 1970 proof dime, check it carefully. Because if it's missing that S, you might be looking at a life-changing discovery. Now we will talk about the 1975 no-S-proof Roosevelt dime, a coin so rare that it almost sounds like a myth. This is not just an ordinary proof error, it is one of the most legendary mistakes ever to come out of the U.S. Mint. In 1975, every single proof dime should have carried the San Francisco S mint mark. Yet, against all odds, a tiny number of proof dimes were struck without it. What makes this coin so astonishing is its rarity. While other no-S-proof dimes from the 1960s and 1970s exist in small numbers, the 1975 no-S-proof is in a league of its own. Only 2 examples are known to exist. That's right, just 2 in the entire world. For collectors, this is like striking gold in the rare coin market. The value of this dime is simply mind-blowing. When it appeared at auction, it didn't just attract attention, it created a storm. Collectors battled intensely, driving the price higher and higher, until one of these dimes sold for over $350,000. That means this 10-cent coin is worth more than most luxury homes. The 1975 no-S-proof Roosevelt dime is more than just a coin. It's a legend. Its rarity, its mystery, and its extraordinary value have made it one of the greatest modern treasures in American numismatics. And because only 2 are known, the chances of finding another one are almost impossible. But just the thought that a coin like this could exist in a proof set keeps collectors searching year after year. This dime proves that sometimes the rarest treasures are not buried deep in the ground, they're hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone to uncover them. Now we will talk about the 1969 no-S-proof Roosevelt dime, another extraordinary error that has stunned the coin collecting world. This coin might look simple on the surface, but it carries a shocking secret: its missing mint mark. In 1969, all proof Roosevelt dimes were supposed to be struck at the San Francisco Mint, and, as such, they should all carry the small but important S mint mark. However, in a twist of fate, a tiny number of these coins were struck without the mint mark, making them vanish from the rules of ordinary production. The 1969 no-S-proof Roosevelt dime is so rare that only a handful of examples have ever surfaced. This makes it one of the most valuable modern dimes in U.S. history. Every time one of these coins appears in an auction, it captures massive attention from collectors and investors who know that opportunities like this are almost once in a lifetime. When one of these elusive dimes was auctioned, it sold for nearly $40,000, an unbelievable sum for what looks like an ordinary dime at first glance. But its rarity makes it far from ordinary. It's a symbol of how small mistakes at the mint can turn an everyday coin into a priceless treasure. The 1969 no-S-proof Roosevelt dime remains one of the crown jewels of era coins. If you ever come across an old proof set from the late 1960s, you might just hold history in your hands, and who knows, your dime could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Now we will talk about the 1950 S Roosevelt dime, one of the key dates in the entire Roosevelt dime series. At first glance, it may look like just another silver dime from the early 1950s, but collectors know this coin carries a special importance. The 1950 S was struck at the San Francisco Mint with a relatively low mint edge compared to other years. Just a little over 20 million pieces were produced, which may sound like a lot, but for coin collectors, it's one of the scarcer silver dimes of the series. Many of these coins were heavily used in circulation during the 1950s and 1960s, so finding well-preserved examples today is quite a challenge. What truly makes the 1950 S desirable is not just its age or silver content, but its condition rarity. In circulated grades, the coin is only worth a small premium over silver melt value. But in pristine mint state condition, with sharp details and brilliant luster, this dime becomes a true treasure, especially those graded with full bands, FB, meaning the torch on the reverse is fully struck with clear horizontal lines. These full bands examples are rare and command incredible premiums. At auction, high-grade 1950 S dimes with full bands have reached prices well over $10,000, proving just how much collectors are willing to pay for quality and rarity combined. For many Roosevelt dime specialists, this coin is a must-have to complete a top-tier collection. Now we will talk about the 1949 Roosevelt dime, a coin that holds a special place in the series as one of the earliest and scarcest issues ever released. It came only 3 years after the dime's debut in 1946, and its low mintage and survival rate have made it one of the most desirable silver Roosevelt dimes. The Philadelphia Mint struck just 30 million pieces in 1949, which may sound like plenty, but compared to other years, it is considered low. Add to this the fact that most of these dimes went directly into circulation, where they were heavily used for decades, and it becomes clear why finding a high-quality example today is such a challenge. What makes the 1949 dime especially valuable is condition rarity. Ordinary circulated pieces are often only worth a small premium over their silver melt value. But in mint state condition, especially with sharp strikes and blazing luster, this coin becomes a serious prize. Collectors place special value on coins with the full bands (FB) designation, where the torch's horizontal bands on the reverse are perfectly struck. These are incredibly scarce and command strong prices. At auctions, superb gem examples of the 1949 Roosevelt dime with full bands have sold for well over $5,000 to $10,000, and because this was such an early issue in the series, its historical importance adds to the demand. For collectors building a top-tier Roosevelt dime set, the 1949 is a cornerstone. Without it, the collection is incomplete. The 1949 Roosevelt dime is proof that not all treasures are flashy, mint errors, or one-of-a-kind rarities. Sometimes, the true value lies in scarcity, history, and condition. What once bought a few groceries in the 1940s could now be worth thousands in the hands of the right collector. And there you have it, the 7 most valuable Roosevelt dimes. From the elusive 1949 and 1950 silver issues, to the legendary proof and error coins like the 1968, 1970, and 1975 no-S proofs, and the modern 1982 no-P dime. Each of these coins tells its own story of rare mistakes, limited mintage, and hidden treasures that can turn ordinary change into life-changing fortunes. So the next time you open a coin jar, check your pocket change, or go through old collections. Remember, you might be holding one of these hidden treasures without even realizing it. From missing mint marks to rare silver planchets, the smallest dimes can carry the biggest surprises. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of valuable Roosevelt dimes, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories. Who knows, you might even discover a fortune sitting quietly in your own change. Stay curious, keep hunting. And remember, every dime has a story, and some stories are worth millions.